If you're wanting to earn over $1 million a year, and I truly mean actually putting $1 million in your bank account each year after taxes, after expenses, all of that stuff, and not falling prey to what so many people are doing on social media and just talking these big revenue numbers and really inflating what it is they look like they make. If you're wanting to earn that $1 million a year, then I want to show you the biggest lessons, the key factors that I've been able to learn through going from this, as I've broken the 7-figure mark 5-6 years ago. And what I've been able to recently do was just transformational. It broke my beliefs in what was actually capable of happening. Because at the end of last year, I sold my last company for multiple 7 figures. And then as I sat down thinking about, well, what does Chris want to do moving forward from here? What's the model of the business that I wanted to be able to work on? Because I wanted to do things drastically different to what I was doing before. I truly wanted to create a business where I was able to earn the money that I want. I truly wanted to create a business working with the people that I love to be able to work with, doing the work that I love to be able to do, but also having heaps of freedom and time to be able to spend with my family, with loved ones, for myself, and doing other things outside of just business as well. And I was able to go from 0 to $1 million run rate in just 63 days. In just 63 days, which what took me years and years and years before, I was able to do so much faster. And I was able to do it with the constraints. I didn't have any funnels, I didn't have any ads, there was no website, there was no DM me below or any of that stuff. It was being able to do it with the constraints that I set, with the rules I said. I want to be able to build a $1 million+ business, and I want to be able to do it my way. And I want to be able to share with you the 7 lessons, because as I really sat back and reflected, because I've been asked these questions so often on recent podcasts, and I was like, you know what? There is a pattern recognition. I literally went through previous journals going over the last couple of years, but especially in the last 7 months, what is actually being able to happen? What have I been able to pick up? And that's interesting, because over the last 7 months, I'm going to give you 7 lessons to be able to build a 7-figure business. And this way you can be able to take what's needed, and I want you to be able to apply these as we go through. Again, I don't share this stuff to be entertainment value. If you wanted entertainment, God damn it, I'm not the person for that. But I do believe I actually have the experience, the expertise. I've got the chops to be able to help you build your business and to be able to do it in a way for you to create fulfillment in your life as well. Then as I came with these 7 lessons, I was then able to actually apply this with my partners, with my clients, all these businesses that today I get to work behind the scenes with. I've been applying these 7 lessons and being able to see these businesses grow so much faster, being able to see these CEOs and founders have so much more success and fulfillment inside of them by being able to use these principles. So enough foreplay, let's get straight into this, because the first lesson, after going through all of it, this was so key and critical. And especially if you're starting, like if you're below the $1 million a year mark right now, I truly believe if you just actually focus on this first lesson, it will be profound in how much faster and easier you'll be able to get to the 7-figure mark. And that really is what I'm calling the 5 whys, which is, what is the one client that you're really going to help? Like, who is that market? Being very specific into that market that you're going to be able to help. Because once you've decided on that client that you're wanting to serve, then you can decide exactly what is the problem that you're actually solving for them. Choosing one problem that you are going to be able to solve. Because once you know that one problem, then you go into what's the one solution that you are going to be able to serve them with. What's the one solution that your business is going to be able to have a predictable, replicatable, duplicatable process to being able to solve that problem. Because once we have that one market, we've chosen it, we know that one problem that they have, then we have that one solution that we know is going to solve that one problem. Then we want to make sure that we have one source of driving traffic. What is one key area where you can get people that don't know you to know you? That is key, because too many people out there are trying to be everywhere and anywhere. And that's hard. It's confusing. But what I want you to do is create one process for you to be able to drive traffic. Because once you've got these down, then you can start to scale. Then you can start to create multiple revenues of traffic. But from once we have one traffic source, then we want one sales mechanism. We want one way that turns a lead and a prospect into a customer and client. We want to be able to hone that in. We want to be able to bring a high conversion rate, because we know that once we have that sales mechanism in place, because we're driving traffic truly through one process where we can get a great stream of people coming through. So it's not like this feast and famine. It's not like you're chasing after where the next client is. You are able to do this because you are able to articulate a very clear, precise, powerful message to the market, because you know that you have the solution to that problem, to that person that you're wanting to talk about. These 5 ones make life so much easier. The second key lesson is what I see a lot of entrepreneurs and coaches and consultants and experts make a mistake on today. And too much of the time, I'm seeing starting off entrepreneurs trying to do things that they shouldn't be trying to do. They're trying to be too creative. They're trying to be too out of the box. But also on the flip side, I know, and I have conversations with many successful entrepreneurs that are doing many millions per year, but they feel trapped by their businesses. They are having this sense of out of alignment. They're having this sense of not having the peace or fulfillment that they want. They've got great money coming through, but they don't feel good on the inside. So there's actually problems coming from both sides of this. And it's what I'm now calling, you need to be able to emulate before you innovate. When starting off, you want to be able to emulate someone that has gone through and achieved what it is that you want to be able to achieve. You want to be able to have the right model. You want to be able to have the right strategies. You want to be able to have the right tactics for you to follow through with. But don't think you can just copy someone else. One of the biggest mistakes you can have is actually kind of seeing someone out there and be like, oh, well, that person's successful, so therefore I'm just going to do what they do. You look at their content, you look at their funnels, you look at how they're selling, the price point that they're selling at, all of that stuff, and you just copy it without really knowing what's going on behind the scenes. The problem with that is you can build a business that is going to be out of alignment. And when I was talking about entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs earning $1 million a year, millions of dollars a year, but they're doing it and then feeling out of alignment, this is because they've emulated too much. They needed to start to innovate so they can have more nuance, so they can start to craft the business model, how it is that the economic model, the acquisition model, the delivery model, the operations model of that business, how is that happening for them to have a business that is actually operating, giving them what they want at the end of the day. So if you're just starting off, you want to be able to emulate success, have the right mentor, see someone that has the values that you want, that's achieved what it is that you want, and then be able to go with it. But then know there is a time, there is a place for you to take further responsibility for yourself, to then innovate and to start to move out of it as well. Because you don't want to just copy someone all the way through, because it's likely you'll end up with something that isn't actually getting what you want or getting you to feel the way.
If you've made it this far, seriously, thank you. I appreciate you being here. But real quick, if you are a coach or consultant who wants to be able to build a self-growing business without bloated team, a big ad budget, or working more than 3 hours a day, then make sure that you hit subscribe, because everything I share here is built for founders just like you, because it's likely that you are done chasing bigger and ready to build better. So let's get back to it.
The third key lesson is profound, is understanding that you need to master the skills needed for you to be able to move your business through where it is right now. The reason I'm able to grow businesses so much faster than others is because I come in as their chief growth officer. I find their key constraint that they're having right now. I want to find your key constraint that you're having right now, and I want to be able to solve that. And then we have this quick iteration process. This is how we create this flywheel effect that is able to create businesses to grow so much quicker, because we understand what's the problem that you're having right now, and then are you truly learning, investing, and being able to cultivate the skills needed for you to be able to then solve that problem, push through that constraint, and move to the next level. As it is so important that you need to be able to develop yourself. I really think some of the best personal development areas in life for us to be able to really grow and evolve: entrepreneurship, parenthood, and marriage. For me, these are the three key areas where they test me and they put me to the grindstone where I'm able to become a better person with it. So being able to understand that you need to be able to develop yourself is often case as well. It's not a tactical or strategical thing that might be holding your business back. When we really start to peel the layers, it's actually you. It's the internal work. It's you being able to develop yourself to be able to be the person needed to then be able to grow the business that you want. The fourth key lesson, and this was one of the biggest mistakes that I made, was consuming so much more compared to creation. So for me, I want to be able to have a ratio of how much am I consuming information when it comes to videos, when it comes to podcasts, when it comes to books. What is it that I'm consuming and how much am I consuming, but making sure that I'm being prolific with my creation. Because it's too easy today to procrastinate through being busy and consuming information, where it is actually likely that what you need to do is have some stillness, some silence, some spaciousness, and to be able to actually just sit down and do the work needed for you to be able to then actually move your business forward. Now, the fifth biggest lesson, and this is something that I apply to myself at least every quarter, it's something that I apply to every single client and partner when I first sit down with them, and that is defining success. I want to be able to define success for myself. One lesson I want to impart to you right now is I want you to be able to define success for you. What is it? How much money do you want to be able to earn? How do you want to be earning that money? And what are the actual capacities or constraints that are going to have for you to be able to get there? What is it that you actually want your life to look like? What is it that you want to be able to feel like? And getting really crystal clear on your values, on your virtues, on your principles for you to be able to operate off. Because if you don't have a clear definition of success, well, you end up being a bit of a fart of the wind. You're kind of just being blown around all over the place because you're just not going to be able to have this clear vision, this clear path, this North Star for you to work towards. Because for me, I was so clear with what my definition of success was coming into this new chapter of my life with this new business model. I was able to then have the constraints I want. I was like, I only want to work 4 hours a day, 4 days a week. This is one constraint. I cannot go outside of this because then it will be harming my relationship with my daughters, with my wife, with my friends, with myself. And so from here, I was able to do what I said at the start of this episode. I was able to go from 0 to $1 million run rate in 63 days without doing the stuff that I didn't want to do. I didn't want to be on social media. I didn't want to be doing social media posts saying, DM me below, comment on this, or having funnels, or doing websites, or doing ads, or any of that stuff. I wanted to do it in a different aspect that felt truest to me. The sixth lesson is something that took me a really long time to learn. It actually took me a really long time to master, to be perfectly honest. I think I picked this up early on, but I didn't really get great at it for quite some time. And that is actually cultivating your environment to set you up for success. So when I say environment, what I really mean is, well, firstly, what is it that you're consuming on a daily basis? From the social media stuff that you're scrolling through, to the videos you're watching, the podcasts you listen to, the books that you're reading. It then goes to the people that you're hanging around with. Your environment is, who are the people that I'm actually spending the most time with? Are they actually helping me be the person that I need to be able to achieve the things that I'm saying? And then it can go to, where is it that I'm actually living in the world? It's then obviously like the space that you're surrounding yourself with. So being conscious and being aware of what is my environment in all of these different aspects, but then using that awareness to investigate it and going deeper and going, well, is this best serving me? Are these people, are these friends best serving me? Are these colleagues that I'm hanging around best serving me? Because one thing that's been really clear, especially in the business and entrepreneurial world, is mimesis, the mimetic effect that Rene Girard talks about. If I'm in a business program or a mastermind and everyone's doing one certain business model and they're all kind of earning this kind of roundabouts number on an each level year, Well, if I'm wanting to earn more money, or even wanting to do a different business model, well, I'm going to be persuaded, I'm going to be influenced so much by what's happening over here because I'm spending so much time with them. So what might be needed is essentially an opening up of the other people that I'm spending my time with so that I'm able to be affected by other people, to have that mimesis in a positive manner. Then the 7th lesson is set yourself up with systems and not goals. I want to be able to set my success up so it is unavoidable. I want to make sure that it is as easy as possible. Yes, I want to be disciplined. Yes, I want to make sure that I'm doing the work and I'm doing that hard work when it is needed, but I don't want to make it harder than it needs to be. I don't think that's the case. I think there's too many people right now, to be perfectly honest, banging on about that you need to be grinding, you need to be hustling. And yes, there is a time and place for it, but please, there is a pendulum here that needs to work. There's also certain levels. The thing that got you to one point might not necessarily get you to the next one. This was so clear in my last company. I would never have been able to build that business, especially being able to sell it, if I was going to be the person that was working so hard because I was wearing so many different hats. I had to change tax. I had to move to a leader. I had to become the person that could set the systems, the operations. I had to lead the people, and I came to that belief. I don't build businesses, I build the people that build businesses. And it was that one small little shift that was profound for me, because it got me to really truly understand that I was setting systems up and I'm not setting just goals. I'm not sitting here like, here's my goals list, this is the thing that I want to be able to do, and kind of working towards it. I want to make it unavoidable. I want to make it completely obvious that my success will come because I have the systems in place that will do that grunt work for me. So when I look at these 7 lessons right now, I myself continue to reflect upon these each and every day. But as I work with clients and partners, I sit down and going through these businesses, when looking at another CEO or founder, I then want to apply these 7 lessons, and I want you to apply them as well. And as I say in so many of these episodes, because I want to make this very pragmatic, I want to make this applicable, I want to make this practical for you, I want to know what is the one lesson that you're going to start applying. What's that one lesson that kind of like flicked for you? What's that one where you're like, yep, I know I need to be able to lean in on that just that little bit more. I'd love to be able to hear from you. So if you're with me on YouTube, comment below. If you're on the podcast, then I'd love for you to leave a review, or just hit me up on Instagram at Christopher Dufey, as I'd love to be able to connect with you and to be able to go further into this process. Because for me, I can take these 7 lessons and then I can go into nuance in each of them. I can expand upon them, and I can do this in future episodes as well, because I see this on a very practical level each and every day with myself and with the businesses that I work in as well. So I appreciate your time and attention. Thank you for being here, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode.
All right, that's it for today. And if this did hit home for you today, and if you are building a business that's meant to give you more money and more freedom, then I want you to be able to do 2 things before you go. 1, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because it'll be a bummer if you missed out on everything else to come. Number 2, grab the link in the description and be able to book in your free demo so you can see the exact systems, the exact process, and you can be able to install it inside of your business. Because remember, this channel is for coaches and creators who want a daily income, simple systems, and to be able to take time off. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.